Good morning, everyone. It is Friday morning. Been at it since almost 6 o'clock. Last night, when I did my extremely long life, there were a couple of my authors that I inadvertently left out and did not mean to. So let me give you a rundown of my authors and what they write. And hopefully, I will get it all right this time. Carol Spears DeWells. I cannot even get my tongue right this morning. Her little book, Delilah the Curious Flamingo in Her Christmas Town, is now available for pre-order on Kindle, and it goes live on the 10th. Beautiful little book. I highly recommend it for every child out there. Linda Humphrey, Cornfield Flyers of East Tennessee. Isaac Jones, Butler and Lester, Enemies No More. Of course, Mary Brotherton with Sally's Heart. My angel book, If I Could Be a Mermaid, Too Many Rules, Sharks Bite, Writers Write, The World's Best Grandfather, which I highly, highly recommend that you buy for your child to give their grandfather, or for a grandparent to buy for the grandchild to be read by the grandfather. Also, If I Could Be a Butterfly, and I'm working on If I Could Be a Giant. Those are all the children's books that Mary has sent me to date. Rose Padrick, Where's Wags? Cute little book. Wags needs a bath, and he doesn't want a bath, so he hides. While the book is being read to the child, they can look for Wags in the picture. And of course, Carol Spear-Dwells. Those are my 5 children's authors. I am so proud of these authors that they have allowed us to put their books out there for the world. Too Many Rules, World's Best Grandfather, If I Could Be a Mermaid, and If I Could Be a Butterfly will all be live between November the 3rd and November the 10th. If I Could Be a Giant up and done, it will go live around the 10th or the 11th. We're getting all these books out there so that you all have the opportunity to purchase and ship out of state if you need to, or purchase, wrap, and put under somebody's tree. Bonnie Clark, her magnificent book, Errol's Journey, is selling like crazy. She's getting all kinds of wonderful reviews. This book is her late husband's journal about his journey, along with Bonnie, down the road of cancer. It shows his faith, his endurance, his pain, his emotions, his feelings, his concern for his family. Not so much his concern for himself. It is a very, very poignant book. I highly recommend this book to anyone who is on this journey or knows someone that is on this journey. It will increase your faith. Mary Brotherton's book, Faith and Folly, and Steep Steps are both live. Steep Steps is about sex addiction. However, the book can also be used to think about any addiction that you know that someone has. Addiction is hard to break, hard to maintain, hard to understand, and difficult to recognize within oneself. Her book, Faith and Folly, is a memoir And it talks about different scenarios where decisions were made maybe foolishly, but with faith, they worked out. Some of the decisions were made with faith, allowing God to do what God does. Wonderful, wonderful book. L.A. Ryan's book Secrets is now out. It is the story of a young woman who goes to work for the PD, but she has a special gift. And she's been taught since a child to hide that gift because her mother didn't want her to be shunned because people didn't understand that gift. But yet she uses that gift, and her detectives that she works for as a stenographer don't understand some of the things she does or why she does them until she comes clean and they embrace the gift. In fact, they ask her for help. Then I have Sherry Ann Richardson's The Chocolate Lover's Garden, which is a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful 25-year dream come true. It is a gardening book, a pastry book, a cookbook, and a history book, all rolled into one. So proud of her. She also has released Under the Dragon's Eye, which she wrote in high school. Wonderful, wonderful little book, and it is not what you think it is. It is not about dragons. Jason Wolfgang Gerhardt's The Ferryman. This book is about detectives who solve paranormal crimes in their city using the advice and heads up from a couple of detectives that are from the beyond. Will keep you on the edge of your seat. Andrea Dean Van Scoyo's books, Fallen from Grace, Found in Shadow, Sundowner, The Vampire's Reprieve, several. The names escape me. I've done so many books for her. Look her up on Amazon. She also does write under Reverend Andrea Dean Van Scoyo, and she has released Welcome to Crowhaven Chapel, which is a spiritual inspiration book for the Goth community. It is a wonderful, wonderful book. I highly recommend it. Also on the 10th of November, The Sacredness of Every Day, How Celtic Christianity Still Survives in a World Lost in Modernization, is another book that will go live on 11/10. I highly recommend it. It's an amazing book. Spiritual Inspiration, Peggy Engler. She has 6 books out there. Encouraging Word, The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, A Closer Walk, Food for Thought, and there's Soulful Inspirations, and there's another one that escapes me. Alta Desanoid, another spiritual inspirational author, wrote My Soul Trust in the Lord. Let's see, who else have I got? Carol Bellavance. Her new book, Open Hearts and Safe Haven Prayers, goes live on November the 10th. I highly recommend this book. It is filled with faithful prayers, devotions, scripture. Wonderful, wonderful book. Romance, Kim Carmichael, Trophy Doctor. Sweet little romance, quick read. You will enjoy it. Please, please support Kim in that. Gwendolyn Law. She wrote September's Chill. It is her story about living, surviving, and thriving after domestic abuse, during domestic abuse, and what she did to get out. She has sent me a coloring book that we will promote along with September's Chill that deals with domestic abuse. If you're in a relationship of domestic abuse, you can get out. And you can survive, and you can thrive. As a survivor and thriver, I've walked that path. Gwendolyn has just sent me her poetry book called Fractured Souls. I cannot wait to get into that. Those two books will come behind Mary Brotherton's last book, If I Could Be a Giant, which I'll be working on today. There are some new authors coming on board. I have Dale. I have a woman named Barbara. Can't remember her last name because I didn't write it down. I have Tara Heartless. I have Mary Sun is coming on board. Melissa Dunwise, who is a local author out of Fort Pierce, she is coming on board. So we have 5 new authors coming on board, and I'm sure there's many more to come. This morning I saw an advertisement here on Facebook. Now, all of you all who know me know I do not charge for what I do. There was an advertisement here on Facebook for children's books, spooky Halloween children's books, starting at $1.99. They do your formatting, they do your they give you 10 illustrations, not graphics, illustrations, and a host of other things, starting at $1.99. Ladies and gentlemen, we do all that for nothing, because God has given us this talent and this ability, and plus we promote you all over the place. If you're not one of my authors and you like the 7-second shorts I do, there is a small charge for that, $10. And the reason for that is because I paid for this program. To my authors, I do it for nothing because they are my authors. However, if you're not an author and you want a 7-second short, let me know. I'll send you an invoice through PayPal and off we go. Let me see, what else have I got this morning? Of course, my books are out there. My true crime, my crime fiction, my dramedies, my comedies, my queens, my historical fictions, my inspiration. Dreamcatcher Failure was never an option, about my brother who is challenged, and that is the reason that I do what I do. So with all that being said, ladies and gentlemen, don't forget to join us next Wednesday. Mary and I will be doing our podcast, which will go live on YouTube and on my other Facebook page, which is Off the Chain, but then after it goes into archives, I will put it up here, plus the Midnight Publishing page. If you've not joined us on Midnight Publishing, please do, because that's where all of our stuff goes up. That's our home base for promoting all of our authors and all the things that they do. So until tomorrow, have the day you deserve.